Hey guys, welcome along to Roads to Rumble Season 9. Tonight is our zero test session, which means next week we get into the real stuff. But for tonight, we're just making sure that we've got the three cars for this season fairly close in parity. Boys are out at Okayama at the moment, just doing their qualifying. A couple of minutes into qualifying. So we might jump down to the track and see who's on top of the leaderboards. At the moment, Glenn Boyd has got two purple sectors in the Toyota 86. The 86 seems to be a little bit quicker tonight than where it was last night. It's always hard to try and get everything spot on, but we'll see how we go tonight. Glenn's through the final corner, so hopefully we'll have a time up shortly. So Glenn straight to the top, followed by Matt Tesoriero, Aaron Oliver in the Clio. Just waiting for a few of the boys to complete their first flying laps. 20-minute qualifying session tonight, so they've got plenty of time. Chance to lower the fuel and perhaps jump into the pits and put on some fresh tyres. Dutchie's slipped into fifth, just a little bit off of Glenn's time. Glenn's the only one in the 43s at the moment. Damo's just jumped up into fifth in the little Mazda. He's giving the Mazda a run tonight. Meanwhile, Glenn's gone purple again in Sector 3. Looks like this car track combination is really suiting Mr. Boyd. I heard a rumour that he's locked young Jack in a closet tonight, so doesn't look like Jack will be joining us. Is Glenn better his time? No, not that time around. Meanwhile, Loshy's jumped into second, 7/10 behind Glenn at this stage. As you can see on track, Glenn's not getting the assistance of a tow or anything. Anthony Connors has gone purple in Sector 2 in the little Mazda. It's good to see. Puts the time good enough to be 8th on the grid at the moment. Meanwhile, Tyson Gordon in 6th is the quickest of our Mazda runners. Loshy's got a couple of purple sectors for this lap. See where that puts him. Oh, he's within 3.5 tenths now of Glenn. Toyota's in the top 4 at the moment, followed by Aaron Oliver in the little Clio, and then Damo, the first of the Mazda drivers. Glenn gets a little bit out of shape there. We'll see how some of the other drivers are going out on track. Tyson Gordon in the little Mazda. Meanwhile, Jesse Carey has jumped up. 5th outright in the Mazda. Oh, off track there, that won't help. Scott Baker now on purple in sector 2. The new racing livery for Southern Cross Racing. The big reveal tonight. Check out what the boys in the little Clios. Aaron Oliver in the little Clio. Might jump on board with Aaron for a lap, see if he can get the little Clio further up the field. Currently in 9th, just about at the halfway mark of qualifying. These boys are putting laps together without assistance of a tow, which changes dramatically obviously when you're in the race and cars are a lot closer, so I think the racing will be fairly close tonight. Heavy braking into turn 1. Just eases off the throttle. I think a few of the boys might be needing some tyres, looking at all the yellow sectors down the bottom there. A few guys getting off tracks during qualifying, which means those laps won't count, so they'll have to go again. Meanwhile, Aaron's coming up on some slower cars. Hopefully they move out of his way. It's Tyson Gordon in front. Does the right thing. Moves over to let Aaron through. Meanwhile, Scott Baker has gone quickest again in sector 2. Don't think Scott's actually put a time up yet. Had a few off. Oh no, there he is in 5th. So he's now moved up to be the quickest of the Mazda drivers. See if this lap is any quicker for Aaron. No, he stays low 145s. Meanwhile, Loshi has closed the gap significantly to Glenn up the front. It's good to see. Looks like some of the boys have taken notes and got a fresh set of tyres on. We're starting to see some personal best sectors again. Good to see Damo with the Sim Magic livery on the little Mazda tonight. The boys at Sim Magic have done a fantastic job in helping a lot of the guys in the league out with some updated gear, which is great, and it's really good to have Sim Magic and Sim Rigs on board for season 9. Loshy's been in for a new set of tyres on an outlap now. So we've got 24 cars currently out on track. Field's a little bit smaller than what we were anticipating, but still not a bad turnout for our last official test before we get underway racing with the season starting next week. Moz Moroz in the 86, currently in 3rd spot, about 3.5 tenths behind Loshy. Meanwhile, Curtis Hodges has rolled out in an 86 tonight. Normally runs the Mazda, but obviously looking to try something a bit different tonight. Andrew Dutch in the little Clio. Where's Dutchy? Currently sitting 14th. Be looking to improve on that over the first couple of races. Meanwhile, Glenn Boyd's just gone that little bit quicker again. Just under 5 minutes left of 20-minute qualifying session. We've reverted to open qualifying for season 9, so unlike our previous solo qualifying, this makes it a little bit more interesting, a little bit harder to get a clean lap in, but it looks like most of the boys have giving each other space, which is good to see. Doesn't look like there's too many improving on their times. Oh, we've just had a spinner, which I believe was Henry Fenson. Go and have a quick look and see what happened to young Henry. Oh, exit stage left. No harm done. Get it back underway and hopefully he's got time to get another lap in. Looks like Loshy's giving his teammate a bit of a hand to try and get a decent lap time towards the end of qualifying. Damo currently down in 9th. Meanwhile, Matt Tesoriero has jumped up. See how this lap pans out for Damo. Smart looking livery. Oh, Loshy! Might have sold his teammate a bit of a furphy there. Meanwhile, Damo went green first sector, but not so good on the middle 2 sectors. We'll see how this lap finishes up. Damo crosses the line and stays. Oh, he's dropped down to 10th. I think most of the boys, there's less than a minute to go. Most of the boys there's a couple more teammates out there having one last ditch. Jesse Carrick, Anthony Connors. Jesse giving Anthony a tow. Mazdas are all fairly evenly matched at the moment. They're all fairly well bunched together. Henry Fenson has jumped up a spot. Oh, and Jesse's lost it, which means Anthony won't get to finish that lap, and there won't be time for another one. Boys will be lining up on the grid very, very shortly for race 1. Alright, we'll have a quick look at the grid for race 1 as the boys line up behind the pace car. So it's Glenn Boyd on pole, Wayne Losh out of 2, Jason Locke out of 3, Matt Tesoriero 4, Mosmoroz in 5, Scott Baker first of the Mazdas in 6, and Keith Logan, Tyson Gordon, Jesse Carrick, Henry Fenson, Jesse Carrick, Damien Seeger, Anthony Connors.
Anybody caught overtaking or breaking their lane, they can overtake and be penalised in the series, so welcome.
Over the page, Curtis Hodges, Aaron Oliver, Andrew Dutch out of 15th, Luke Keamy, Ruben Borst, Phil Paradiso, Reese Belitho, Bud Rodkin, Graham Ellis, John Thorne, Dave Gogol, and Steve Pretzel rounds out the 24 starters for race 1. Be underway shortly, just waiting on the pace car. Pace car's underway. pace car pulls off, we'll be underway very shortly. Looks like everyone's well behaved, no one's looking for a run up, which is good to see. And they're off and running. Pretty even start off the front line. Looks like Glenn will have inside run into turn one. Field's very well behaved on the opening lap so far. Glenn's just broken away slightly, but the toe up the long back straight, Loshy should be able to close that in again. Short 15-minute race for race one, so the boys won't need any pit stops. Looks like we've got a couple of crashes in the back. Oh, Matt Tesorero's gone around. Meanwhile, Boydie's holding that narrow lead over Loshy. The front three have broken away a little bit now from Scott Baker. Got a crasher back in the field. Go and have a look. Looks like Anthony Connors is got a tap there from Aaron Oliver, and that's not good. Jump on board with Loshy and see how much the toe gains a little bit, closes up under brakes. Pretty evenly matched, our front two runners. Surprised to see the Toyotas moving away so much. They were a lot closer last night. Meanwhile, it looks like Scott Bacon crashed out of. He was holding down fourth. I wonder what's happened to Scott. Henry's gone to the inside. Might have just been the slightest of contact, and that's put Scott well down in the field now. Wow. Damo,
Yes, mate.
do you call a safety car, please?
Copy.
just I've decided to call a safety car. The field is starting to get fairly spread out. It's only a short race, but I want to try and keep the field as close together as we can. So just instructed Damo to call a safety car while we get the field back together again.
Are we going to wave around lapped cars?
Just having a look.
Any reprieve?
Yeah, you can do if you like, if they hurry up.
Oh, I think it's important, otherwise you're going to get in the way of
Yeah.
other people's races.
Yep. Okay.
Right now. Everybody's got 60 kilometres an hour, stay left. You're unlapping, right hand, go in front.
How many unlapped cars are there, do you think?
So
I think
there's
John was the only one.
there's Graham, Bard, and Adam St. John. So if Adam's gone around, I don't know where Bard is. It's saying.
Crew chief just told me you had an accident, Glenn.
Copy that.
They should be.
Who's number 50? Is he unlapped himself?
That's Bard. I'm not sure where Bard is.
That's all right. We'll wait for Aaron. We'll wait for number 50 to catch the back of the pack, then we'll go green. Hopefully we get it back on the back straight.
Yep, copy.
I'm going to try and aim go green on the back straight. Back straight, that is the straight.
So yeah, Bard's on the back with 29 seconds for Adam St. John to make it to the back of the field.
You want to wait for Adam?
No, he should be far enough out of the way. I think you'll be fine, Damo.
So number 50 is Bard, so we just wait for him to join? Because he's just coming down the straight now. Or is he lapped or unlapped? I don't know.
He's unlapped now, so you're good to go. Yep.
So we can go. What about 31 and...
No, you're all good. You're all good.
I'd stand by the green.
Where's your yellow lights group?
They're up.
Oh, they're up. Oh, I'm probably not live. Hello, streamers. Green, green.
Two by two. All right. Alright guys, thank you. I will talk to you later. I'll go back to my own little hidey hole now.
Cheers, Greg. Thanks for coming out tonight, mate.
No problems.
It's been a pleasure having you at our place.
Thanks, boys.
Knock next time, will you?
I will. Thanks, guys.
Cheers, mate.
Alright, sorry about that, guys. When we call a safety car, I jump into race control channel just to let Damo know that it's time for a safety car. So for all of you out there wondering how that all works, it's the wonders of technology. So we've got the field back closed up again, so hopefully we'll see some good racing for the last half of race 1. Tyson Gordon looking for a run up the inside of Keith Logan there. All 3 wide on the back straight. Interesting. Looks like Scott Baker's managed to get 2 for 1 in that deal. Meanwhile, Tyson still trying to get around the Toyota. Good little battle, but it looks like Keith Logan's just got a little bit little bit more on the Toyota. Meanwhile, we've got a crasher back in the pack. Looks like Reese Belitho has had a bit of a moment in the little Mazda. Oh, all cars every which way, but it looks like Phil was the only one that's copped a little bit of a whack there. Meanwhile, Jason Locker's put in the fastest lap so far, back in third. Jump back up the front and see Glenn's got that little bit of a, just over half a second gap on Loshi at the moment. Jason in third, and looks like Moz has jumped onto the back. A couple of seconds back to Damo in the little Mazda. Certainly looks like the Toyota boys might need to have a few more sandbags thrown in the back for the next round. Good little battle further back. There's Steve Pretzel, followed by Mick Nancaro. Luke Keamy is... I don't know what's happened to Mick there. He's dropped right back. Meanwhile, Andrew Dutch has made his way forward a few spots in this race. Now let's have a look at the movers and shakers. So Damo's jumped up 6 spots. Dave Gogol is up 11. In the background we've got a couple of spinners. Looks like Scott Baker and Matt Tesserero. Scotty's dropped 12 positions so far in this race. Matt's down 17. Go back and have a quick look and see what happened on the final corner there. Matt's just lost it on his own. Looks like Scott's done the same. Jump back live. Meanwhile, Dutchie's moved up to the back of Keithy Logan. Probably a couple of laps left in this race to try and get the job done. Good little battle here. We've got Tyson Gordon's managed to make it in past Keith at some stage. So we'll try to get around Curtis Hodgetts. It's given Tyson a bit of a break. Oh, and Curtis has had a big land. He's most of the fields managed to avoid it, apart from Dutchie, who was just unlucky to get caught up in that little spin there from Curtis. Meanwhile, up the front, oh, Loshie's closed right in now onto the back of Boydie as we sure what SDK is doing to us here. It's showing the checkered flag. I'm going to assume that this is the last lap. Yes, and Loshi grabs first. Meanwhile, Jesse carried third, followed by Henry. That's shaken things up a little bit. Top 6 will be inverted for race 2, so that should see Tyson Gordon on pole. But we'll get the official results in a minute once everyone's crossed the line. Just waiting for the last few to cross over the finish line. Okay, we should have Heat 1 results. So it was Loshi, followed by Glenn Boyd, Jesse Carrig, Henry Fenson, Moz Moroz, Tyson Gordon, Keith Logan, Anthony Connors, Damien Seeger, and Aaron Oliver in the top 10.
Round from now on under safety car, everybody's gonna move left. If you're a lap behind, you're allowed to unlap yourself. Just be aware that we're not going to wait for you to come all the way around. It's too long. If you're going to unlap yourself, can you please call out the race control, permission to unlap, just so I know.
Damo's just giving the boys a
otherwise, all good.
bit of a heads up before.
Make sure you hold your brakes. Even if you're in the middle of the road, just hold your brakes, look at your relatives, just so you don't hit anybody. Good on you, fellas.
So here's the grid for race 2. So Tyson Gordon will be off of pole. Moz Moroz off at 2, followed by Henry Fenson, Jesse Carrig, Glenn Boyd, Wayne Losh, Keith Logan, Anthony Connors, Damien Seeger, Aaron Oliver. That's your top 10. Safety car will peel off shortly. Should be up and running. This will be interesting with the Mazdas up the front now. See if they can hold off the speed, straight line speed of the Toyotas. As we head into turn 1, it looks like braking of the Toyota is comes to the fore. It looks like Moz is going to make it into the lead, which he does. I've got a spinner meanwhile. That's Henry Fenson, and it looks like we might have had a bit of a... What's happened to young Henry? He's just got on the grass and spun. A few have tried to avoid him, and looks like a couple of the boys have unfortunately got caught up in the melee. Meanwhile, up the front, Moz has got to the lead. Tyson still holds down second. Jesse's in third. Loshy's up to fourth. Glenn Boyd in fifth. Damo currently in sixth. Anthony Connors is up to seventh. And Aaron Oliver in the first of the little Clios inside the top 10. Got Dutchy behind him. Moz has got over a second gap on the opening lap. Definitely going to have to nobble these Toyotas just that little bit more. More sandbags. Yeah. Moz was a second quicker on that opening lap than the boys in second and third, so I think the Toyota has definitely got an advantage. Meanwhile, Loshy's made his way up into third, although Jesse's making him work for it, keeping him on the outside. Looks like Glenn's settled in behind. Jump on board with Glenn and watch this. Oh, Loshy's run a little bit wide. Might have got a little bit of a tap there from Tyson. Made it through on Jesse. The cornering in the Toyota is certainly far superior to the other two cars on track, that's for sure. Little Mazdas are doing a good job of holding on at this stage though. Meanwhile, Moz has got a lead of just over 2 seconds and the fastest lap. So we've got to crash it back in the pack. We'll go and have a quick look. This is Ruben Borst. See what happened to Ruben. He's spun all on his own. Oh, and contact with Andrew Roberts. Both cars looking very second hand now. Back up the front, looks like Loshy is trying to put a move on Tyson Gordon. Should be able to get it done inside at the hairpin. Jesse tries to get through, but Tyson closes the door. Loshy's now setting off after Moz. Old Tyson's got a bit loose. He's lost at least 2 positions, 3. Manages to gather it back up before Connors gets to slide past. Well, Jesse's done a good job of holding Glenn up. Loshy's up 4 places at the moment. Tyson Gordon down 6. Andrew Dutch, big mover, he's up 12 spots. Jesse's run a bit wide there. Glenn's managed to squeeze through down the straight. That should see, although the Mazda's holding its own on the straight. Glenn will have the inside run for the corner, but no, Jesse's later on the brakes. Manages get that position back. Glenn's still looking for a way past Jesse. Mazda has the speed in a straight line, but I think, yeah, the braking, cornering speed of the Toyota seems to just have that advantage over the little Mazda at the moment. Meanwhile, Loshy's managed to reel half a second off the deficit to Moz out front. He's put in a couple of the fastest laps over the last few. Let's go back and see how the little Clios are doing. Aaron Oliver's all over the back of Tyson Gordon at the moment. It's right on board with Aaron. Those front tyres. The little little pops and backfires out of the Clio's very realistic. Nose cam of the little Clio. It doesn't seem to be able to stay with the Mazda, which is interesting. We might have to take some of the sandbags out of the Clio and give it to the Toyota next week. Of course, it's always hard when we do this, and then we have Hobbo and Jack come back at some stage. They'll jump in the Clio, and we'll probably need to do it all again, but that's okay. I think having the 3 cars, it's always going to be track dependent as well. Tracks are going to suit individual cars more than some of the others. Meanwhile, Glenn Boyd's managed to close the gap ever so slightly on Loshy. Loshy's put in the fastest time. He's into the 43s. definitely hunting Moz down. The good thing is they're not in the same Discord channel, so Loshy won't be chewing Moz's ear, and Moz may actually be concentrating. Which would be good to see if he can hold on to this lead and grab a race win. Further back, this is Curtis Hodges, currently in 10th. Another one that's into Toyota tonight. Got quite a few Toyotas in the field. So, definitely need to slow them down a little bit. Loshy's now closed right in. He's within 4/10 of Moz. Meanwhile, Glenn still just over 2.5 seconds back in third. Another just over 3 seconds back to Jesse, who has got Damien Seeger closing in on him rapidly, with Anthony Connors not that far behind. The battle of the little Mazdas. Meanwhile, it's closed right in at the front. Loshy's taken the inside. Moz is not giving it up though. Side by side. This has really made it easier for Glenn now, as he's closed within half a second of Moz as Loshy grabs the lead. Should be this could possibly be the last lap, as Glenn now puts in the fastest lap. Looks like Loshy's holding on. Moz tries to run up the inside. Oh, Loshy's outbraked himself. Glenn Boyd's going to do a Bradbury around the outside of Moz. We've got a new Bradbury in the league. Looks like Mr. Boyd is going to come from well back. Can he hold on? Gets down to the run out of the final corner. Looks Looks like another close finish, but I think Glenn's going to hold on. Which he does. Loshi will bring it home for third after that mistake. Damo, a good drive, gets home in fourth, followed by Jesse, Anthony Connors, Tyson Gordon manages to bring it home in seventh. And then Andrew Dutch, Aaron Oliver in the Little Cleos in 8th and 9th, and Curtis Hodges rounds out the top 10. We'll just wait for the official results.
I think you did. I think you were driving well. Thanks, man.
Just waiting for
It just always comes down to the tuffle.
the boys to finish crossing the line.
Down, knowing that something was probably going to brew between you two. And I was right.
Yeah, I feel sorry for us. Did well.
Yeah. He makes it happen. He's a man who makes things happen. I like
Just
that.
got a couple of boys heading to the line now, and we should be able to get the official results.
That was good fun, Phil.
So it's Glenn Boyd ahead of Moz Moroz, Wayne Losh, Damien Seeger, Jesse Carrick, Anthony Connors, Tyson Gordon, Andrew Dutch, Aaron Oliver, Curtis Hodges, Bard Rodkin, Luke Keamy, Keith Logan, Steve Pretzel, and Henry Fenson round out your top 15. Followed by John Thorne, Michael Nancaro, Adam St. John, Scott Baker, Philip Paradiso, Reese Belitho, Ruben Borst, Andrew Roberts, Jason Locke, Matt Tesserero, Dave Gogol, and Graham Ellis. Boys have got a short warm-up session now, and then we'll be back with race 3, the feature race, very shortly. All right, welcome back, everybody. Boys are just about to line up for the feature race, 25-minute feature race tonight, and they will need to make a pit stop, which should be interesting. Have a quick look at the grid for this race. We've got Damien Seeger on pole. Wayne Losh comes out of 2. Moz Moroz, Glenn Boyd, Jesse Carrig in the little Mazda, followed by Anthony Connors. Then you've got Tyson Gordon, Andrew Dutch, Aaron Oliver, Curtis Hodgetts is our top 10. Then you've got Bard, Rodkin, and Luke Keamy. Over the page, you've got Keith Logan, Steve Pretzel, Henry Fenson, John Thorne, Michael Nancaro, Adam St. John, Scott Baker, who's had a few mishaps tonight, Phil Paradiso out of 20th, Reese Belitho, Ruben Borst, Andrew Roberts, and Jason Locke starting out of 24th. Go over the page, and we've got Matt Tesserero, Dave Gogol, and Graham Ellis. Just about to get underway. Can Loshi get the jump into turn 1? The Toyota's been fairly quick off the line tonight. Looks like Damo's going to hold that spot. Meanwhile, Moz looks like he's trying to get the run and got the job done on Jesse. Looks like it's a clean start this time, which is good. Meanwhile, Damo still leads as they head on to the back straight for the first time. The little Mazda seems to be able to hold its own. So it'll be interesting to see whether Loshi tries to make the move early. Oh, they fan out. They've gone 3 wide. Moz looks up the inside of Loshi and gets the job done. Moz now into second. And already putting pressure on Damo. Oh, we've got a spinner in the back. Looks like that's Tyson has gone around, but it doesn't look like anyone else is involved. Meanwhile, Loshi's still looking for a way past Damo. Wonder if Moz will try and break away while he's got the opportunity up the front. Remembering that guys have to pit this race, and there is a possibility of a safety car. Moz puts in the fastest lap for the opening lap. He's up 2 spots. Further back, it looks like Bard Rodkin has gained a couple of spots. Reese Belitho is up 9. Graham Ellis is up 12. That's a cracking start from the G-Man. Meanwhile, Damo takes the inside line onto the back straight. Keeps Loshi at bay. Jesse looks for a way past.
Diving, Damo.
Wow.
Those voices you can hear in the background are Wayne Losh and Damien Seeger, our race control guys for tonight. Racing wheel to wheel on the track, and it looks like Loshy's got the job done on Damo. He's nearly 2 seconds behind Moz at this stage, but as we saw in the previous race, he should be able to close that down.
Just need these tyres to heat up.
Meanwhile, it looks like Anthony Connors is falling down the list. Not sure what's happened there. Anthony's way down in 23rd spot now, so he's dropped 17 spots. A few of the boys are doing early pit stops. There is no restriction tonight on when you pit, so obviously a few of the boys are taking advantage of that, get their pit stop out of the way. Was still holding just under a 2-second lead at this stage. Damo and Jesse have both latched onto the back of Loshy, which is good to see. Glenn Boyd now moved up into 5th spot. He's both Andrew Dutch and Aaron Oliver up a couple of spots in the little Clios. Currently running 6th and 7th. Bit of a battle further back in the pack. Let's have a go back and... Oh no, it's... Side by side into the pits does not work, boys. Eventually they sorted it out. Moses, meanwhile, extended his lead over Loshy. Might be a bit of strategy at play. A slightly longer race this time.
No, he's upped his pace a bit from last race.
Still got 14 minutes to go, so Damo's doing a great job of holding on in the little Mazda.
Yeah. What are we on lap number 4? I think the tyres are starting to groove in now. Feeling a little bit more confident returning the car. As with the first 2 or 3 laps, I really just sit down and hang on. Anything can happen. A lot of hacks are on the wheel, a lot of lefty, a lot of righty.
The little Mazda is certainly a handful in the first couple of laps, that's for sure. It's something that iRacing's never really addressed, is trying to find a setup that will work. Yeah, Glenn's now moved up into 3rd spot.
Yeah, you might have a go at me
spot.
because of my pit comment, you reckon? Might be angry.
Yeah. I'm guessing that Glenn will absolutely smash his pit stop tonight.
I bet you he doesn't.
Meanwhile, Loshy's up the pace. He's into the 43s.
Yeah, Moz, it's me and I'm Verstappen and he's Perez. We're trading fastest laps. Even though we're from different teams. And they've both got more talent in their little fingers than us.
Any thoughts on when you might pit, boys, or?
I was just thinking about it, and if I did pit now, what would my strategy be? I definitely given Glenn the advantage at the moment to catch Loshy, but I'm more worried about Jess. So I'm just trying to work out whether it'll benefit me or not. So I'm starting to fall out of the slipstream now, so maybe it's worth it.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see where it brings you back into the field.
You've convinced me.
The field's still fairly tightly bunched, so.
Oh, Moz done a tricky little pit entry then, and he's lost it.
Oh, Moz! Oh no!
Oh, unlucky.
I'm going to go back and have a look at that one.
Yeah, I think you need to.
Just so Moz can watch the replay a bit later on. So he's just come in way too hot.
Yeah, I think he didn't want me to follow him.
Wow.
I think he's gone the classic late entry.
Yeah.
Boo-booed a little.
I couldn't put my pit limiter on for some reason.
Were you not in first?
Yeah, good one, mate.
See? The tricks of the trade.
You're used to the 86, mate. You can chuck it in there in any gear. Mazda, first gear only.
Copy. Well, I am an amateur Mazda driver, so
You're a race car driver. What are you talking about?
I am a race car driver.
Meanwhile, Jason Locke is up 18 spots, currently in 6th. That's a great storm through the field. Dave Gogol, another one, he's up 11 spots. Where's Dave? There he is. So he's currently just behind Damo.
This
How did
stage,
you-
it looks like the it looks like the Toyota's got the quick pit.
Well, let's bring up some pitch strategies and have a look.
Moz says it's no good. Let's just remember that.
Would have been good to play a sound effect right then, Greg. Oh, his wheel turned off.
Whose wheel?
Moz's.
Oh, time for a plug. Got to get rid of that Fanatec and get himself some Sim Magic gear.
Good call, Loshy. Good call.
Oh, he's gone. It's probably everything's probably switched off.
None of the front boys have actually pitted yet, so
See, Aaron's pitted Greg, and he's come out in front of me.
okay.
His pit stop was 13 seconds.
No
a
tyres,
drive-through?
minimum fuel.
Yeah, okay.
Let's see if I can. So here's all our pit times up on the broadcast. Let's look at pit lane time. He was only stationary for 4.9 seconds. So 18 seconds in all. Keith Logan 40 seconds. Damien Seeger 44.5. Jesse's in the pits now.
Ready to join the broadcast.
So I don't know what
Connors.
Aaron's
those
done there.
Dutch has come out in front as well.
Interesting. Yeah, Andrew Dutch, 37.1. That's the quickest apart from Aaron. That's 7 seconds quicker than what Damo did.
Yeah. Oh, I'll put them back in the game. It's great.
Yeah, it's
two Cleos in front of me, and I can't seem to catch them down the straight. So they're pretty evenly pegged in a straight line. That's for sure. Probably say otherwise for the corners.
Jason
I
Locke
mean, that's
now.
what you get for driving a front-wheel drive car, isn't it, guys?
It is, but I don't think Jason Locke hasn't pitted yet, obviously. But man, he stormed through the field. Meanwhile,
Is that you?
wow.
Oh no.
Both Loshy and Boyd are into the 43s now, so
Where's Moz?
Moz is here. I'm just doing some testing. I think I'm out, maybe for the season.
what happened, Moz?
I hit a bit of grass, and as I was coming into the pits, and I tried to control it, but my wheel turned into a drill, like it spun out of control. Then when I tried to get out, it wouldn't do anything, and still got no force feedback at all. Like it's. So I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna have to jump out, do some testing to see if I can get it back online, but it's definitely not working at all.
Might be time to upgrade to a direct drive wheel, Moz. Sim Magic.
It's a poignant time for an advertisement, isn't it? Nice segue there.
Wait till you listen to the broadcast, mate.
Loshy's going to pit this lap, and Glenn. This will be interesting. Will Glenn get his pit stop done in time?
You know what, Greg? I blew my pit stop, I think, because Jesse's actually pulled out in front of me as well. So it must have been my.
Yeah, yours came up
entry,
as 44 seconds, so it must
What did
have.
Jesse do?
Oh, Glenn has just followed Loshy.
If you can't beat him.
39.3 versus 39.4. You don't get any closer than that.
No, he was holding the go button.
So Jesse was a 41.4. Dutchy was a 37.1, and you were a 44.5.
Yeah, it would have been I couldn't. I was in second gear, obviously, and I just couldn't get it to bloody engage the old pit limiter.
How long's this race got to go?
We have another 8 minutes to go. I'm just looking now. I reckon we could probably call a quick safety car, Damo.
Copy. Just got to turn a corner. Just going to call it when I get on that little back straight, Greg.
Yep, no worries. Who was that?
That was Aaron. Did you wait till you passed him before you called it?
No, it wasn't. No, absolutely not. I had the pass done before before even Greg mentioned it.
I was going to say, I'm not sure why he'd be complaining.
Oh, he's just Aaron, you know. Aaron, if you're listening, mate.
And if you're not, when you listen to the replay,
Yeah. Somebody will tell you.
Yeah, there was a really good show on TV the other week, Aaron. It's called The Bridge.
Yep, you can, Bill.
get over it.
Yeah, going to be finishing number 8, Garrow.
Well, that's a really good point.
What's that?
Oh, we are.
What?
We've got a minute left, Greg.
Oh, what's happened? Now it's changed again. Oh, iRacing, I love you. All right. Just get it racing then, Damo. Sorry, boys.
Great.
Yeah. That was a mistake. That was just, yeah.
Just call me
Even I
Michael.
didn't pick up on that.
Just call me Michael Massey, boys.
Massey,
It's
yeah.
all right. I got thick skin. Yeah, but it's dropped it to a 20-minute race instead of 25.
Is it because of the server time in total?
It must be Moz. It's just weird. I don't know what iRacing are up to tonight.
What was the full session time combined?
2 hours.
Oh wow. Okay. I think if we're going over, that's right.
Big update, thanks.
Oh,
No, we're not.
Probably there, probably.
Oh, well, just gives everybody a sprint to the finish. They do it in Formula 1, why not do it in Roadster Rumble? Is this last lap,
Aaron.
Yoshi, or?
Yeah, it is. I think Aaron's got this bloody Clio worked out.
No, one lap. Is it still one lap to go?
Last lap now, mate.
Copy. Yeah, it has Moz on the timer. It went to 20 minutes and now it's gone backwards.
Yeah, copy.
Oh,
Good
maybe
news.
we should do this every week. This is a more exciting finish.
Good news is I fixed the serial.
Oh, good, man.
Well done, boss.
So we don't need to call Simrigs.
Oh, well, we do.
www.simrigs.com.au for
We-
your sim magic needs.
We will call them anyway because Moz probably needs one in his spare parts box.
So you reckon this one's on its way out?
I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a little bit.
That's a great move by me, boys. Aaron just left me enough room.
Sorry, really.
It's really hard to know where to look. This is one of the
It's all
best
happening.
finishes we've had. Loshy's given Glenn the win.